Hello. First and foremost, I would like to thank TEDxFruitvale for inviting me to share my journey from Mexico to the Napa Valley. I am truly delighted to be here. Well, my daughter, Amelia Ceja, was supposed to join me today to speak about the next generation and what her role will be to bring Ceja Vineyards to the next stage. Well, unfortunately or fortunately, she was selected as a juror in Napa Valley, so and that's where she is. So, but I will do her part as well. Well, I'm an immigrant from Mexico. I arrived here in the Napa Valley in the late 60s. I started working in the vineyards alongside my parents. I fell madly in love with the wine industry. It's back-breaking work, by the way. A lot of people have this illusion that is really sort of mythical, but it's not. It really is hard work. And that's where I met my future partners, Pedro Ceja, who became my husband in 1980, and Armando Ceja, who became our partner in founding Ceja Vineyards, our wine production company. We fell madly in love with the entire industry, and we knew that this was something that we were going to get into. We didn't know how or when because we didn't even speak English. Well, my father, and I echo everyone's sentiment here about the social injustices against people that can't defend themselves, immigrants and laborers. And because that is exactly how we started. And fortunately, I had the great privilege of meeting Cesar Chavez. I actually, even after I learned English, I elected to still work in the wine industry because I wanted to learn the whole, from every angle, the whole industry. Well, fast forward to 1980, after I went to UC San Diego. I have a degree in history and literature, and I married Pedro Ceja, who I met when we were both 12 years old when we arrived here from Mexico. As soon as we were married, we didn't have any money. We put our pennies together and bought our first property in Carneros. And now we own vineyards in both Napa and Sonoma. And in 2001, we launched Ceja Vineyards, our wine production company. And I became the first Mexican-American woman to be president of a wine production company in the history of the wine industry, it was about time. And I guess I don't have any photos. I apologize. I get so involved, and it's not happening. Oh, well, they're very cool, but no worries. You can go onto our website and check out some of those photos. It's also very interactive, and we teach you how to pair wine with food, so it's really fun. Oh, they did. Oh, my gosh. Well, that's me when I was one and with my sister in Mexico in a little rancho. And that's Pedro, my husband, on the top row left. And anyway, and that's Dalia, my daughter, when we planted our first vineyard in 1986. She was 1 year old. So we have very deep roots in the Napa Valley. But what has really transformed my life, it is my parents' vision of education. Education is really what gives anyone mobility anywhere. So hence, why at Ceja Vineyards we're committed to raise a lot of funds for our community, because a healthy community is the right thing to do, but it's also good for business. So we've been instrumental in raising hundreds of thousands of dollars for education, for healthcare, and farm workers' housing for the Napa Valley. And I've penetrated an industry that there are not a lot of women, even Latina women. And it's opening the doors for so many people that have had challenges, because it really doesn't matter where you begin. What really matters is what you do from that point on. So we all have our future in our hand, and we just need people to really nurture us, to mentor us, and to tell us that, yes, we can do pretty much anything we want. And there's Dalia picking grapes. But what is happening is that we have taken it upon ourselves to shape the present and the future of the wine industry. We want to leave a mark in that people need to know that without the Mexican labor force, there wouldn't be food on our table. There wouldn't be a wine industry. We would not have been able to stay at the hotel where we stay today. But we need that encouragement. But we also need, most importantly, to get the next generation of leaders, trained. Who is going to lead us? That is by far more important, and that's where we're putting all of our pennies. So what we have done in the wine industry is really making it democratic. Like, I love beans and tortillas with Cabernet Sauvignon. And now I'm speaking to everyone on the planet because everyone loves legumes. And I care very deeply about nutrition. I care very deeply about the epidemic, the obesity epidemic and diabetes epidemic in our Latino culture. So hopefully very soon, I already have a wonderful organic garden, but hopefully very soon, I will be able to dedicate more time when I become a master gardener next year through the UC Davis extension program. And we have property, and I will dedicate an acre to just grow organic produce to for our local food bank, because it is so important to understand where food comes from. I want to educate every single child to have respect for everything they put in their body. That people need to understand that it takes so much love, that it takes a lot of work to grow all of these amazing ingredients that eventually turn into this food that the food doesn't only nurture your body, but most importantly, it nurtures your soul. And how we're doing it is very easy through social media. And it doesn't cost anything, and I love social media. I actually tweeted already twice about TEDxFruitvale, and I hope if you guys are on Twitter, retweet it. I invite you to come and visit us. I invite you to also go back and eat the food from your country of origin. It is the healthiest. It is the most. It has the most nutrition, and it is so easy to prepare. Go back to eating beans and tortillas. Forget about all of this processed food that is so inexpensive and just because it's so accessible. Really go back and to your own roots and have all of those wonderful dishes that you helped to prepare with your mother, your grandmother. I'm so fortunate to have had amazing women in my life, and I am going to be that for the next generation. And hopefully, my legacy to my family and my community, it is that I actually have changed our little community for so much better. I'm sorry I get sort of emotional, but please do come and visit us. I actually have cards to give to each and every one of you to please visit our tasting salon in downtown Napa. And we also have a restaurant called Bistro Sabor, where we serve authentic Latin American street food. And it is awesome. So thank you so much once again for being here, and thank you for inviting me. And we can all do great things one person at a time, and with wine, one sip at a time. And our wine really does tell its history, where the grapes come from, and who the true artisans are. And it is the campesino. So, sí se puede.